There was one play that defined Michael Jordan's career. One play that nearly all of us had on our bedroom walls as kids. Perhaps the most legendary moment in sports history. Michael Jordan's last shot in Game 6 of the 1998 NBA Finals. But we're not just replaying the highlights, we're unpacking one of the most enduring debates in NBA lore. Did Jordan push off Bryon Russell? In a twist even Hollywood couldn't script, nearly 2 decades later in 2017, Utah Supreme Court Chief Justice Matthew Durant jokingly ruled that yes, Jordan pushed off. It's important to know what the judge said and why it matters or doesn't, what the referees from that game had to say, and how this moment has become one of the most contentious but most discussed plays in NBA history. Because what if the push-off had been called? Could basketball history and the course of an entire dynasty have changed?
Malone is doubled. They swat at it and steal it.
Yeah, did he push off? Sure. But I don't think I would have called it.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6.
They didn't call it, so.
Jordan, open. Chicago with the lead.
That was a controversial call from your perspective, but the referees called the right call.
Let's set the stage. It's June 14, 1998, Game 6 of the NBA Finals in Utah. The Jazz are leading, the Bulls on the brink of championship glory. In the final seconds, Jordan drives, crosses over Bryon Russell, steps back and knocks down the jumper with 5.2 seconds left, sealing the Bulls' 6th title in 8 years.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open. Chicago with the lead.
It's a moment immortalized as the shot, but immediately debates began. Did Jordan use his off arm to push Russell just enough to get separation?
That was a controversial call from your perspective, but the referees called the right call.
Yeah, did he push off? Sure. But I don't think I would have called it.
But if Bryon Russell pushing off against Jordan, what do they call? Do they call it?
That's a tougher answer, Dan. I don't know if I can or want to go there.
Fast forward to 2017, Utah's Chief Justice, Matthew Durant, during a serious discussion on drug abuse treatment, lightens the mood with an iconic line. I know that some argue he didn't push off, most of them live in Chicago, but after much consideration, I am now prepared to rule he pushed off. And if you think I don't have the power to decide that, you haven't read the Utah Constitution. Of course, his ruling doesn't hold any authority in NBA terms, but it's a remarkable cultural moment where the courtroom met the court. Now, let's hear from someone who actually saw the play live. NBA referee Danny Crawford, who was one of the officials in that Game 6 alongside Dick Bavetta and Hugh Hollins.
And that play is a difficult play. But that play, even now, looking at it on video, you see various angles, and you don't know if it's a push or not a push. You got to call what you see, what Jordan does, and you don't see it. And when you see it, you say, you know what? I don't know if that was a clear-cut push. So you damned if you do, damned if you don't. And that play is left up for all these sports fans to debate. And it's a beautiful thing.
This perspective is gold, but also frustratingly murky. It captures why this moment still divides fans and why opinions are so polarized. Why does this moment stay alive in NBA conversations decades later? It's one of the most iconic plays ever. The last shot isn't just about 2 points. It symbolizes the end of one of the greatest basketball eras, MJ's final title, and a storybook ending to his Chicago Bulls legacy. It's a controversy that changed nothing, yet everything. Jordan still won, the Bulls still celebrated, but for Jazz fans who almost saw a Game 7 that should have existed, it's a wound that time doesn't heal. It's a great blend of ambiguity and mythology. The play is clean enough to pass in the moment, but close enough that you can see the push-off if you want to. It leaves room for endless analysis, replays, and debate. Humanizing the legend, even MJ's greatest legend can't escape scrutiny, even at his peak. That ambiguity humanizes him and invites endless wonder. So let me put it bluntly, Jordan's play might be the most iconic and simultaneously arguably illegal play in NBA history. Think about it, it's the shot that sealed an error, but it flew under the radar of the referees. It begs the question, if the league officiated every play with perfect consistency, would it have been a foul? This isn't condemning Jordan, it's about recognizing how sports and history sometimes hinge on a millimeter of contact, timing, or human error. And that tension, that blend of perfection and imperfection creates legendary moments. So let's talk about the funny side of this all. Of course, it was a Utah judge of all people who weighed in on this one. Why does this matter? Symbolic weight because it's the Jazz's heartland that runs so deeply. The judge stepping in, even jokingly, added symbolic vindication for fans who still felt wronged. It's an unexpected crossover. It's wild that a Supreme Court justice would drop an NBA punchline in a legal address and that people would share it. So what if the whistle actually blew? What if the officials called a push-off? Well, Game 6 changes. Jazz get a foul call and get possession, and maybe they force a Game 7. There's a potential title flip here. If Utah had the momentum and clinched their first championship in 1998, how differently would franchise history read? Bulls dynasty gets altered. That title was MJ's last with Chicago. Without it, his career arc might have looked different. Their legacy, marketing, Jordan's narrative arcs all could have shifted. The cultural ripple effect with no last shot, no final Bulls dynasty. We might be under a completely different mythology around MJ today because he would have lost in the finals. That one ambiguous moment could have rewritten modern basketball history. So there you have it, Michael Jordan's most iconic and contentious play. One moment suspended between brilliance and transgression. It's legendary, it's potentially illegal. It's funny and kind of perfect that a judge in Utah ruled on it as well. And it remains highly contentious because history hinges on that one ambiguous millisecond. Now, I want to hear from you guys. Which side are you on? Clean crossover or subtle push-off disguised in movement? Does this moment add to Jordan's legend or complicate it? If the push-off had been called, how do you think the NBA or sports culture would have changed? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's push the debate forward. Thanks always for watching, and if you love this deep dive, hit that like and subscribe button and ring that bell for more content coming. My name is Damian Peters, this is Basketball Network, and we'll see you in the next one.